Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant for the month of April. I hope you are well. I'm using the Llewellyn Tarot for you today. If the reading resonates with you and you would like to go a little bit deeper, there will be an extended at the end. The link will be down in the description box. Let's just get straight on with this, shall we? So, I have 3 cards for Aquarius, please. There's 1. There's 2. Oh. And it's coming towards Aquarius, please. Okay. So, your first card is the Queen of Wands. The second is the 8 of Cups. And the third, what's coming towards you for April, is the 4 of Wands. We have the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, but it's followed swiftly by the 6 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords, so I'm not actually too concerned about that at all. You know, the 5 of Wands is a card that speaks about conflict and strife, sometimes. Sometimes it can talk about internal conflict. Sorry, I think that's all wrong. There we go. You know, those things that we feel conflicted about. But it seems to me, if there is any kind of internal conflict for you, that you master that really quite swiftly, because, you know, we go from the 5s to the 6s here, and where we've got a certain amount of disruption here, and it could be that you're just having disagreements with people about the best way to move forwards. That equilibrium is reached really quite quickly, and we have 2 cards of moving on from that 8 of Cups down here and this 6 of Swords. So let's just pop these to one side for a second and get some clarifiers. Let's see which deck. That's the Night Sun. That's interesting. So let's get Queen of Wands, please. We've got the 3 of Cups and we've got Strength. I'll show them to you. There we go. Tell me about the 8 of Cups, please. We have the Star. There you are, Aquarius. And we also have the 4 of Cups. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about the 4 of Wands, please. Thank you. We've got the 8 of Cups again. And the 10 of Pentacles. This is really interesting. So we've Judgment at the bottom of the deck here. What do we have behind that? We have the King of Pentacles. I feel like this came through in your last reading. What was it? Oh, now all the energies were kind of amassing to say, this plan that you've been working on for a little while, this idea, this seed that was somehow planted in your head and then just wouldn't be, wouldn't go. It was go time for that plan, whatever that was. Well, we see this being played out here in front of us in the month of April. The Judgment card, like I said, big decisions, big life-changing decisions, actually. And I love the fact that you've got the King of Pentacles underneath here, and you also have the Ace and the 10, right? So what we've got is the most active expression of Earth energy, which is the King of Pentacles, wielding that Ace and turning it into a 10 very, very swiftly. So let's just pop that down there a second. Oh, I fiddle with this pen because I've lost my selenite. We start off with the Queen of Wands, and that's Aries energy. There's an initiatory energy about the Queen of Wands because it's Aries here, but it's very much to do with confidence, right? Confidence and visibility in your decisions. It could be that you have actually shared now at this point what it is that you're intending to do with other people, because we've got this 3 of Cups here. But there's a real sense of you being absolutely solid in your determination that XYZ is going to happen at this point, right? It's not about hope here when we've got the Queen of Wands. It's about this is happening. This is being actioned. The Wand suit is all about, the way that you live and your behaviours. It's about the things that you do. And the Queen is absolutely resolute in what it is that she chooses to do. And I do feel like you've shared this with other people, like I said there, because we've got the 3 of Cups. Whether or not that has gone down well is a different matter. Shall we pull a card and have a look, actually? Tell me about this 3 of Cups, please. Thank you. There's the Fool again, Aries energy. This. Got the King of Wands, beautiful, and the Eight of Wands. So, Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of this deck. Whatever it is that you were planning to do was to rectify a situation that was in some way not right for you. Right? You kind of looked upon it and you were like, something about this entire situation sucks, and it is within my power to be able to change it. You know, there's no sense of being trapped by circumstances when you have the King and the Queen of Wands appearing in a reading here. This is all about taking very deliberate action, very conscious action to change what it is that you have identified with this Seven of Pentacles that is wrong with your existence right now, right? Now, the interesting thing is that we've got the Fool card and this Eight of Wands here. I just want to show you those, right? So there's the Fool, and this is the Eight of Wands. Now, remember that these were coming out underneath the Three of Cups, and so I feel like your idea has not been terribly well received by other people, right? There is perhaps an indication that they may think you foolish for what it is that you're about to do. There's a sense of a storm coming here with this card. Now, whether it is you that senses the storm and so you are taking, you know, evasive maneuvers, as it were, or whether the storm is from other people's opinions and other people's judgments of your behaviour and what it is that you are doing, it could go either way, and probably does go either way across the spectrum of people that I'm reading for here. But nevertheless, like I said, you feel very resolute in what it is that you're doing here. And with this Leo card of strength coming on, you feel completely unwavering in your decision. You know, this is to do with strength, obviously, but not the kind of wrestling lion strength. This is this is more to do with inner fortitude. And yeah. Sorry, just went off on a whole tangent there. And just as I was saying before, with the you're completely unwavering, Aquarius, because I think you can see something other people can't. I wouldn't say necessarily that you know something that other people don't. More it is that you can see it, you can perceive it, you can feel it, and so now you're doing what you've got to do. And it does feel like it's, I've got to do this, I must do this, you know? Now, in your current energy, we have the Eight of Cups, and here there is a level of emotional detachment occurring, right? So it is a card of moving on from something, just as we see with the Six of Swords, but because this is the Cups, there's moving on from the emotions, moving on from the emotional investment that you have put into the situation that you are leaving behind. It's like, no, there is something else out there for me. If you look at the way that the cups are stacked here on the card, I actually don't know if it's coming out terribly well, but there's a gap here. There's a space where there should be another cup. And that would make the Nine of Cups, and that would be your, you know, your happy place, as it were. And the indication is that this chap is going off to go and find that ninth cup, you know, the magical holy grail of his internal happiness. And he's leaving behind these cups that he has previously invested in order that he can go and find that. And so you may well be at this point now in a transitional phase. I do feel like whatever it is that you were planning, whatever it is that you were thinking about, this is now starting to take shape. It's starting to take form. Like I said, it's possibly perceivable by other people, whether it's because you've told them or because you are now starting to put things into action. And we've got the Star card underneath here. Here is your goal. Here is your hope. Here is your dream. Here is what you are working towards. But because it is also the card of Aquarius, there's a sense here of you kind of coming back to yourself. There's something that feels very, very right about what you're doing. And I don't think that there's any kind of regret, any kind of remorse, any kind of second guessing what it is that you've decided here. I mean, the Five of Wands was present as a shadow card at the bottom of the deck, but that does feel more like it's other people than anything that you are necessarily experiencing. So I don't think that you're coming to fisticuffs with people over this, but you might well have experienced some surprising obstacles in terms of other people's viewpoints on what it is that you are doing. You know, we've got the Four of Cups coming next, and ordinarily this does speak of rejection or rejecting, and in some ways you are rejecting what has gone before in favour of what is coming next, that which you can feel, that which you are working towards. But actually there's an interesting kind of balancing. Obviously there is balancing in this card, but there's a balancing of emotions here. There's a balancing of your emotions about what it is that you are rejecting, and possibly a balance of the emotions in the way that other people are rejecting what you are planning to do. You know, it doesn't feel like it's particularly concerning you in any given way, because it's all about this. It is all about this. This Ace of Pentacles, as all aces are, is a seed. Right? Here is the pure potential of the suit that it represents, and so it contains everything from the Two of Pentacles right up to the 10. Right? Plant the seed in the ground, and it could be an oak tree or it could be an orchid. I mean, who knows? One assumes that you know the difference when you're planting it, but that potential is contained therein. And you know, the thing about seed is, somebody put it in a comment in my in one of my videos. I can't remember which one it was, but it was really beautifully put. And that was that in order to reach its full potential, a seed must literally destroy itself. And, you know, it's an act of creation at the same time. And so I feel like your perspective is just right. You can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs, right? Because the potential here is too much to ignore. Excuse me. Now, the other way that I see the Pentacles is as energetic currency, right? So anything that you can invest becomes a pentacle, whether it's your time or your care or your effort or your money or your love, you know, whatever it is. When the ace appears, it's about putting this, taking all of that and investing it somewhere else, somewhere where it hasn't been before. If it was a page, it would be kind of like a change in direction. It would be going off on a slightly different path, but from, you know, a place that is already so far down the road. With the ace, it's entirely new. So you might be moving, you might be transplanting yourself somewhere geographically different. You could be changing your job. You could be changing from employed to self-employed. You know, you could be setting up a business, possibly. Certainly with the presence of the King and Queen of Wands and this Ace of Pentacles, that is well indicated. Oh, guys, come on then. I'm nosy. Let's have a look. Tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, we've got the High Priestess. And we've got the Star, right? This feels to me almost something that defies logic a little bit. So it could well be that you understand why people are feeling resistant to the ideas that you are having, because on the face of it, it doesn't seem like a terribly smart move. But like I said in your last reading, it's like this is an idea that's taken hold and it won't let go now. It's almost like you've been completely seized by this idea, and anything that you do that isn't actioning this feels like it's wrong, and it's just grown and grown and grown, and like now it's got to be done. You know, you are being intuitively guided at this point, and this is why you can't really explain it to other people, because like, how are they going to understand it? I've just got a feeling, and they're like, "What are you doing, Aquarius? Are you nuts?" No, you're not nuts. The Star card here. You've got a vision, you've got a goal, and you're working towards it in a way that other people can't understand. And that's important because Aquarius, you are a visionary. That's the whole point of you. You do see things that other people don't. And so when it comes to this, other people can't see the potential. They'll get it once, you know, this takes root and it's started turning into something else. But at this point, it's almost too ephemeral for people to get their head around. You know, maybe it's not very practical. Who knows? But it's here and you're working towards it and you feel more like yourself, I feel very strongly, doing this and following this than you have done in quite a while. And that in and of itself is something that can't really be ignored. Now, when we come into April, we have the Four of Wands, and this is beautiful because not only is this a card of celebration and happiness and joy, you know, sometimes it's the wedding card. I don't know if any of you are maybe having a shotgun wedding or something like that. Probably not. But it's more than just your four walls, you know. It's about what feels like home to you, and that is shifting and it's changing and it's morphing because you are required to leave something behind in order to achieve this. This is why other people don't really understand what you're doing. But getting this right, getting this foundation right, and this is what's happening in the month of April for you, is what allows you to build off the top of it. Right, so at this point, yes, it may just be these 4 posts in the ground here, but from here, perhaps you're going to construct a bridge, and suddenly everybody go, oh, well, that's fucking brilliant. Look, we can all get across the stream now, and you're like, told you, you know, pay attention to these things. It's foundational level. So wherever you're going, you're not quite getting there yet, but this is measurable progress. With the King and Queen of Wands, it is absolutely action being taken, and it's not airy-fairy. It's absolutely solid with that Ace of Pentacles. You know, if we had say, I don't know, like an Ace of Cups, or maybe even just the Ace of Swords, what we've got there is something quite intangible, but this is you making it solid, right? Pentacles are all about solid stuff, often, always about solid stuff, depends how you look at it, right? But we've got it here. We've got the Eight of Cups again, and the Ten of Pentacles. Now this is interesting, so we just skip to this Ten of Pentacles first. What you have done is you have gone from an Ace to a 10 in, what, a matter of weeks. Now, that takes vision, but it also takes hard work, it takes tenacity, it takes a lot of things. Perseverance, not least to be able to stick very doggedly to your guns and not pay attention to what other people are saying, so that you can start realizing this vision. Now, the Ten of Pentacles can be a business, you can see that, it can be a new home. You know, it's got a bull on it, but it's not actually a Taurus card. I think it's a Virgo. I think it's Virgo. Anyway. But it's talking about commitment. You don't get 10 pentacles without really committing to something, without really putting in a lot of work. I mean, remember, it encapsulates everything from the 2 right up to the 10. So within that, you've also got the the 8. And there's the dedication, there's the commitment, there's the single-minded focus on something while you're looking to achieve your goals. It also encapsulates the 9, which is the the good resource management, right? Where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your money, where you're putting your attention. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows, and all that kind of shiz, right? But it also encapsulates things like the 4 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles too. Now, you've managed to leapfrog over all of them and go straight to the 10. There is something quite magician-like about the way that this is occurring, because there was a vision and it was yours, and then there was your action, and then suddenly we arrive at completion, like something arriving fully formed. It can indicate money as well, just, you know, a sudden influx of money, and perhaps that's coming in. Perhaps you're getting some investment from somebody else to assist you here. I mean, I'd have to pull some more cards, and that we'll probably look at that in the extended, right? But it can be a sudden influx of money. We're talking, lottery win, but inheritance, things like that. it's very solid, very stable, and very secure. So where it was once a vision, not very long ago, was just a vision, and where everybody else tried to tell you it was a bad decision, suddenly we've got it coming into bloom. You know, it's vaulting a considerable amount of time to arrive at this. Now, we've got the Eight of Cups there next to it. It's a different kind of feel to it, this Eight of Cups, though, where usually it's depicted as the being movement. What we've got here, again, is a notion of balancing something out. Now, the scales, as they are actually kind of just chains around this woman's neck, and she's got two dishes at the bottom that are holding these 8 cups. And one might imagine that that would be quite heavy, effectively acting as a yoke on your back. And we just have a look at that there. Right. But the cups aren't full of water. They're full of smoke. It's just kind of going up. So actually all you've got is the weight of the vessels themselves. It would be the water that would add the considerable weight to this. And, you know, you can see kind of symbolically how it's not that you've turned your back completely on everyone else. It's not like you've gone, oh, fuck you, I have no emotion towards you anymore. It's more like, I perceive it, it's there. I know that at some point it was important, but now it's kind of gone. Let's just pull another couple of cards for that, because I'm quite interested to know about this Eight of Cups. We've got the Hermit card. Oh! And we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. The Hermit card came out in the upright, but then it dropped onto the floor and it dropped into the reverse. So, I mean, we could have you, you know, going from being quite introspective to sharing this outside of you. It's another Virgo card, interestingly enough. But this Five of Wands absolutely came up in the reverse. So I think that you can expect that those people who were naysayers up until this point actually see this now over the course of April to be a considerably more promising venture than they had initially perceived it. Interestingly enough, we also have the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck here, and that is the that is the card of Aquarius. I'm cackling because there's the Magician. I said there was something very magician-like about what it is that you're doing, and there it is. Interestingly, again, we have the Four of Wands underneath the Magician, right? So whatever it is that you're doing, whatever actions it is that you are taking, the message here is to remain resolute, to stick to your guns, and to continue putting in the same amount of very focused, very single-minded energy into bringing into being what it is that you see at this point that other people can't, because April is going to see very tangible rewards for you if you can maintain that. Like, don't be swayed from the path at all. Right, so I'm going to go over to Vimeo now. We're going to look at April a little bit more deeply, see what there is to look out for. See if perhaps there is a mysterious benefactor, or whether this is just the fruit of your labours. So if you'd like to join me over there, link is down in the description box. If not, not to worry. I may be back fairly soon with the mid-month readings. Yeah, I'll do a video, I think, to address why I might not. Anyway, good stuff, Aquarius. I like this. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I'll see you soon.